I think so. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, Baruch Hashem.
Mind closing the longer door?
Okay. We are.
I think we were going to look at the bottom of 27.
Right. Okay. סדרי קביעוס השנה בתקופה זו, בו נקבעו השנים על פי חשבון שהיה הולך ומשתכלל. The arrangements of setting the year in place in this period, in which the years were fixed by reckoning as the system developed. Mi'amos Reb Hillel metaken lelוח bat samach l'shnas dalet tov reish, from the time of Hillel who made lelוח until approximately 860. 840. Cheshmi Rabbi Yad Vad ha'ibor. Vad ha'ibor sounds like a very modern term. So the Sav Shal Luach, she's kin Hillel, the foundations of the Luach, which are made by Hillel, V'chem Ibneu, and structured Domim Luach Shlon Hayom. They're very similar to our Luach today. But the reckonings of the Molodos and the seasons were not yet definitive. According to the researchers, the measure of a month, also the starting point for the reckoning of the Molodos, and also the order of the years, which will be leap years, were different than our Luach. Those who reckon Luach, there were general principles given over. And based on them, you would reckon and determine as Sidra and Moadim, the ranges of the Yom Tovim Shel Hashanah of the year became because since based on those the principles, these general principles, Netanya kabel hachlatot shonos, you could come to different conclusions. That's why the reckoning of the Ibor was kept secret. Only that only the members of the committee in Eretz Yisrael Yichul Achlit as stated on Moadim be able to determine the order of the holidays. Everybody would be united in when they kept the Yom Tovim. So this in and of itself, this shita is a shtickle, I don't want to say a shtickle apicorsis, but it's a bit controversial because the whole concept soda ibor, according to the way most sources understand it, is that the precise way, at least the precise average or mean, I should say, cycle of the moon was given to Am Yisrael Zalachal Moshe Sinai. Now, it is not something which they approximated. It's something which they got as Zalachal Moshe Sinai in the Midbar. And that's why it was called the Soda Ibor, the secret which they received, because it was something which had to be given divinely as opposed to something which we reckoned by human beings. Now, that being said, it may well be, and this seems to be the Chasam Service and studying the Rambam, is that at the time of Golos Babel, it was forgotten. And then when they came back the time by Sheni, it was reinstituted based on principles that they adopted from foreign sources. Whereas they actually had to reconstruct and reconstitute the system, and they did it based on other sources. So it's not clear if that's a Rambam Shita, and it's also not clear if other people argue with him about that. But there at least I don't remember. But I would say that you ask the average person who's somewhat knowledgeable, not right, and they will say that it was in fact the length of the year, and all those principles were already given to Moshe Har Sinai. Okay. Even if they went over to determine months and years, based on reckoning, the sages of Eretz stood with a determination. On their
exclusive, right?
Right, thank you. They will make the decision. And from there, thence will go out the instructions to all the Jews. He's down the loop when the Shearim became diminished in stature. And their authority was also diminished. The Yeshivos Bavel Tapsus Mekomam Kemanigei and the Yeshivos in Bavel became the leaders. So kept their rights. Rabbi Eliezer, I feel the Nevi'im b'chutz la'aretz that Yodim Eretz Yisrael, even if the Nevi'im b'chutz la'aretz and their commoners in Eretz Yisrael, you can only make the lulach based on the commoners in Eretz Yisrael. Even in chutz la'aretz, they are tzaddikim v'chachamim. V'roetz Torah b'kabaretz in Eretz Yisrael, they are cowboys and shepherds. You have to use the shepherds in Eretz Yisrael. I guess there's another letter coming up. Okay. Well, actually, this is actually coming to our contemporary period, I assume. Today, anybody can make a lulach because we have all the principles in place. Everybody's going to accept it. But the last time there was any controversy about the lulach was in the lifetime of the Chasam Sefer. There was some issue which was quickly resolved, and I don't recall what it was. But since then, there have been no issues. At that time, the principles were not complete. The committee held on to them. It seems like a very contemporary type committee. Only they could determine the arrangement of the year. And so this they used to publicize this determination after Rosh Hashanah. Then there's an ancient custom to kind of make an aliyah l'rego on the Tahar Zaysim on the Rosh Hashanah, and that's when the Rosh Hashiva in Eretz Yisrael would announce what the following year would be. They announced that the coming year would be a leap year, a simple year. It was Shana Chasera, Kasir Shlema. Going to be Chesed and Kis, they both have 29 days, but 29-30 or 30-30. And based on this, all the heads of the kilos knew the side as Luach Moedei Hashanah, how to arrange the Luach, B'diuk, precisely Kfishim Sudarim Hayom, Sudarim Hayom Luach Hashanah, is the same way we are able to do it today, based on the principles which we possess. Kiddush Chodesh al HaKos Yain, which of course is something which we no longer do, if we ever did it. Kiddush Chodesh with Kuvazu Haya Dome Letekes Kiddush HaChodesh.
Kiddush Hayom.
Tekes Kiddush Hayom. Sorry. Shoshabasi on Toiv HaNo Gato. Okay, it's interesting. They used to do it similarly to our Kiddush. That's what they call Kiddush HaChodesh. Kiddush Bar. That's not true. That's not what it's called Kiddush HaChodesh. It's called Kiddush HaChodesh because it's the same with Kiddush and Kiddush and basing. Kiddush whose bar Rosh Chodesh Nikvu Suju Rosh Hashanah Merosh. All the Rosh Chodesh determined ahead of time. Apia Klolim Ha Muskamim, based on agreed upon principles. Akidei Litela says Tokim Shukdush Rosh Chodesh, but to give a authority of holiness to Rosh Chodesh, he's Asa Yom Zeh Chabur Shos Kein Tamid Rachamim. The Rachamim got together. They Kaddish Esayom. Okay, it wasn't. They didn't use wine. There was a special Suda called the Suda of Rosh Chodesh, which they made in the place where they were making the Kiddush HaChodesh. Well, best of my
Okay.
knowledge, he didn't use wine, but let's see. Could be I'm wrong. Seems that he might be down Masechah sefer. It's not put down in Shas. So Masechah sefer is obviously one of the Masechtas Knanos. So they it was like kitachlif kiddush hachodesh. They based him as much kitchel pi edus so yirech was instead of that kiddush hachodesh where they say kiddush hachodesh. Some l'shkis hashemesh right before the sunset. Kasher nira yirech hachodesh when the new moon will be seen. Kitchel kosh yayin birchu bracham yucheres. A special bracha b'to Hashem. Kein melchalom asher kilah soch kiddush hayarech liyadam. You reveal the secret of the renewal of the moon to people. Okay, so according to this, again, I don't see where the well, I guess it said maybe it's, I guess it's they use a cup of wine in order to say this. Okay, but obviously the bracha is not existing in thousands of years. When they made leap years based on sightings and based on signs, they would start the determination of whether there should be a leap year with 3 judges. Then they would discuss the matter with 5 judges. They would conclude with 7 judges. But now that things changed, and now it was done by the reckoning of the people who got together in the committee. They were bringing together 10 sages today in order to certify, let's say, tokev, and give authority, which would be binding, to the determination. The tekes umamad shel kedusha, the ceremony and an assembly of holiness. Shekein l'tzor kol davar shel kedusha nesavim asara. Since there's a davar shel kedusha, I guess, especially when the holiness bracha was made, so then you need to have 10 adult males. Achem pick Rabbi Lezer, muva til yotel shel tikus ibar shana kanal. Okay, so there is a description. They would make like a round circle. They would extend their hands towards heaven. The show me batko. They actually hear a voice from heaven. Which would shout out and say Hachodesh Elochem, which is fascinating because it sounds like even a very late day. Although Rabbi Lezer is from Tana, it's from Rabbi Lezer Hagodo. So I'm not sure how late this actually was. Anyway, and I thought Rabbi Lezer is from the town of Rabbi Lezer ben Horkanus. They say if it was, then this is much earlier. Actually, it's way before Hillel Sheni. So
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know, unless it's an addition later on.
Okay. That could also be.
Yeah. Okay. So then we'll turn to page 28, and Kupas Hachitum. At the top of the page says Nisayon l'shich zura shel Kupas Hamavar. We're trying to reconstruct the period of the what's the word? Transition. Thank you. Okay, so here he has on the right hand, he has Hamifneh Shoshnas Dalit Kuf Kuf Mem Beis, which would be 700 and
500.
500? No. In secular date. It's secular date.
Oh, secular date. Sorry.
Secular date would be 782 CE. Okay. Actually, he says here on the bottom, on the side, I don't know what the discrepancy is. 777 with Sfiras HaNotzrim. Okay, so it was in around 782. They retrospectively had some discussion of what happened in 777. Okay, and then he has on the other side of Mifneh Shoshnas Dalet Taktzat, which it says here on the side is of course 839. Let's hear so you notes it. Because Moshe Dalet Taktzat, which came about as a result of the letter of the Rosh Hashanah, which we had previously on the previous page from 836. Okay, so here he brings down a brisa de Shmuel, Reish Perek Hey. I don't know what that is, but anyway, Shnaz Arbas Alaf in Chamesh Mios of Shloshim Sheish Shana.
Where? Okay.
On the Shavu Chamo Vona Shmitos Utkufos Leishtar Chamo Elasha Achas Gedola Bilvad. Whatever that means. Let's see if it explains. Shnaz Dalet Tovkuf Lamvav Hanal He Leminium Bracious. That's from creation. Molad Vid, from the Molad, which happened on a Friday, 14 hours in a day. Hishnas Dalet Kuf Lamed Zayin, which is the year a year later, the Molad Baharad Shana Marina Yom, which is for the Molad, which took place on a Monday, 5 hours and 204 chalakim to the day. He has not explained those concepts yet,
Right.
which I think is not good. Should have explained what those concepts are already before getting into this, but eventually he will explain them, I assume. What page? Somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, but those, just in brief, there's a question what the starting point is for determining the molad. From what part you start saying, from what point in history do you start the Katyav Tashtzag cycle? And everybody agrees it's from a time before, so it's supposed to be before Brias Olam, because before man was actually before Adam Rishon was created, because obviously there was a sun and a moon before man, right? If not, right. So the question is it? And that sun and moon, when they were created, they were not created at the beginning of a month, right? Because the assumption is that it was created as a full moon and a full sun. So if that's the case, so the question is, when exactly was the molad that month, or we go by molad before that? So that's this machlokas when we start counting. We go by vid, which is later, or by rad, which is earlier. That is it in a very, very oversimplified way. So molad tishrei haimtzoi shoshnas dalet kuflu zayin. The molad tishrei, the mean molad tishrei, in other words, the one which is used for reckoning. Utkofaso haimtzois, and the middle tkufa, which means the fall equinox, right? The which theoretically Rosh Hashanah and the fall equinox should be the same at the same time, right? The because Rosh Hashanah, because Sukkot is supposed to come already in the fall, right? So therefore, Rosh Hashanah, the fall equinox, which is commencing the fall, should come out slightly before Sukkot, around Rosh Hashanah time, and that would be the day of the transition. So whenever that is, so it says that year, Molad Tishrei and the beginning of fall came out very, very close together. Krova Yuli Slakei, they were very close together, but Sof Yom Shlishi, at the end of a Tuesday, the 17th of September, 7776. Ulfia Makar now, and according to this previous source, at Kuvak Kadmal Molad Shah Gedola. The Kufa, the changing of the season, it's happened before the Molad by a large hour. Klomar Shatayim, meaning 2 hours. Okay, I did not know that Shah Gedola was 2 hours. Before Nitan Lavin, Shechesh Malor Shkuva Zu, a Nazel Chesh Malor Shalom. Our Molad would not work out that way. If he Chesh Malor Shalom, Molad Tishrei Shel Shnas Dalet Taklaz, it'd be Dalet Gimel Shasag. It'd be a Wednesday, 3 hours and 663 halakim into the day, which means it would be the next day, not on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the other side. Hamifnei Shishol Dalet Taktzat Machzor Ramag. Because Michtav Shosh Gol Shnas Taktzat. Michtav Shosh Gol Shuva Ma'amad Kodem, from the letter that was going to the previous page. Mishnas Dalet Taktzat Lebrachis, which is Shnas Dal Taktu Lefi Minyan Yitzir Lemola Barad Hanahug Bayom. Ro'im Shkirsa Shoshana Zu Isa Sha'ah Mimasha Isa Tzikol Yosvi Cheshbon Maloros Hanahug Hayom. It's an hour off from what it's supposed to be today. K'mochem Motzim Michtav, and now Remez L'Kach Sheish L'Chach Mibavel Hasagas HaKviyas Shoshana. We also see a hint that the Chachmei Bavel were not happy with the Kriyas made in Eretz Yisrael. Hey, they don't reveal what their unhappiness was about. But they stress no matter what, except the termination of Chachamim. So the Zos is in order to preserve unity. In keeping the holidays and preventing machlokas. It's an amazing thing that back then in Am Yisrael there actually was an idea of Achdus Ha'am. I don't think we have that idea anymore. Okay, Yesh Naniach, we can assume.
Yeah, we do. It's just that everybody else doesn't follow the right idea.
That's what it is. Yes. Yesh Naniach shebikvos hasaga shehelu Chachmei Bavel. We can assume that because of the complaints that the Chachmei Bavel had, he claimed the Yom Shutap Ben Chachmei Iber Eretz Yisrael. They had a joint meeting. But and there is evidence that such a assembly took place. The assumption was that from the beginning of the following machzor, this was when they inaugurated this, according to the author here, the system which is in effect today. Okay, now we'll go to the middle section here. Which is has Dal Kufyu test, which is 359. Dal Kutaf Kutzadik test 839. Rabbi Ben Yehuda and the C8 came with Shnas Dal Alaf in Katiyat. She have secretly Chadash and Apiriya Salvana. That's the end of using the sightings of the moon. Of it and the years based on the signs of spring. With this, he'll put down the basics for the Tikkun al Pi Cheshbon. Which he's repeated many times already. They'll have to do with the general structure, general framework, but not to the specific details. These became more sophisticated. In the course of generations, and they got to they culminated in the form which we have to at the period when everything was closed, which is, again, as he said, 839. Okay, maybe we should stop here for today. Okay. So we're going to at the bottom right of the page here. We're going to start getting the Machlokas Vasad and Bein Meir, which is the final episode in the formulation of the Lulach. Okay, after that, which is going to take us another 2 weeks or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 sessions, we're gonna have to look at the Shara Shani and the other Shearim and see what we want to do with them. You want to scan the next few sections and see what interests you before we give me your homework.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, have a good week. You still gonna be here next week?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, talk to you then.
Bye.